Welcome back, everyone. It's the Bourbon Judge. Hey, we're back at it with, let's call it one of my favorite brands ever. Honestly, one of my favorite brands. Really excited for today, though. When I think about Michter's as a whole, so Michter's always will hold a special place in my heart. The first episode that the judge ever had on the channel, the first episode ever, I reviewed Michter's Small Batch Bourbon. Yes, Michter's Small Batch Bourbon was the first episode ever for the channel. So Michter's always does truly hold a special place in my heart. It really does. All right, let's talk a little bit more about this brand new 2025 Michter's 10-year bourbon that's literally hitting the streets as we speak. Yes, literally hitting the market as we speak. So when I think about Michter's, a couple of things come to mind. First and foremost, you have Dan McKee, the master distiller. You have Andrea Wilson, the master maturation. I respect them for the most part because they truly take their time and effort to put out fantastic whiskey. So a lot of times they're sourcing and getting like the best barrels. They're taking their time to toast them, to char them to the exact specifications that they truly prefer. And a lot of times they may actually even hold back on putting out a product and let it age for a few more years until it truly meets their level of requirements. So I respect the time and effort that they're putting into it. I really do. All right. The next thing I'll say about Michter's is the fact that when you think about, their different releases. So every year they always have either this 10-year bourbon that comes out, the 10-year rye. Most recently they had the PFG, right? Precision Fine Grain, which was, by the way, fantastic. But they always have these highly allocated, very special releases. But the cool thing about them is that they're always home runs. I mean, they are hitting home run after home run after home run. And the last thing I'll say about Michter's is the fact that, as most people you may or may not know, but they have a lower barrel entry proof. So their barrel entry proof is actually at 103. So it's at a lower barrel entry proof, which to me, honestly, does preserve a lot of the quality in the whiskey. All right, let's go ahead and get into this one. So it's the 2025 Michter's 10-year bourbon. As always, this one comes in at 94.4 proof on the dot. So 94.4. While it is aged 10 years, you have to remember, these are also single barrels. So because it's a single barrel, it doesn't mean that they are literally taking barrels that just aged 10 years, dumping them and putting them out on the market. That's one really cool thing about Michter's that I do respect. A lot of times the whiskey that you and I are tasting might be 14 years old or 15 or even 16 or 17 years old. They are truly waiting until they find the best barrels and then they go ahead and put them out. I almost personally kind of wish they put the actual age on the barrels, or on the bottles rather, so that I know if mine is 14 years versus yours being 15. But hey, that's the way they roll. I respect it either way, but we know the whiskey in here is aged at least 10 years, but they're always going to be single barrels. So my age in my bottle might be different than the age in your bottle. Speaking of, so which one do I have? So I have 25 C as in cat 0730. So that is my single barrel. Let me know if you have the same one. All right, let's go ahead and get into this real quick. So 94.4 proof. Again, with their barrel entry proof at 103, there's really not a lot of water that goes into this. Not much at all. And that's one thing I've always respected about Michter's. Even though it's always a lower proof point, at least for this single barrel, it's always typically a home run. We shall see. So highly allocated. Price actually is definitely a little bit higher. It is $195. Yes, I can't even say that with a straight face. It is $195. But again, when you go back and you think about the fact that a lot of times the majority of the whiskey in the bottle is typically north of 10 years, maybe a 14-year-old, might be a 15-year-old, because they're pulling various different single barrels that might be way older than 10 years old. Price standpoint, I mean, in most cases, I'm typically not okay with that. But in this case, knowing that the whiskey is older than 10 years, I more than likely am okay with it. But we shall see. We got to sip it first, Judge. We got to sip it first. All right, let's get into the nose. Oh, man. So, traditional Michter's, you get that, oh, gosh. It's like a burst of vanilla, a smidge of chocolate, and it always has that graham cracker s'moresy kind of a note, because again, Andrea as well as Dan, they are fantastic when it comes to toasting barrels. Oh my gosh, the nose is absolutely amazing. Tons of chocolate, tons of vanilla. It's almost like a milk chocolate. Most times I always get more like a dark chocolate kind of a note, but this is actually more like a milk chocolate. Vanilla, a good influence of oak, actually a good bit of oak. Wow. This is nice. This is very nice on the nose. Woo! Oh boy. All right, before I get into the palate real quick, 3 quick easy favors. Number 1, hit the like button. Number 2, drop me a comment. Let me know, are you gonna be out there looking for the Michter's 2025 10-year bourbon? And last but not least, please make sure you all subscribe to the channel and hit the bell so you get a notification each and every time I release new content. Cool? All right. Let's see if this is worth $195. Cheers. Wow. Very nice. At 94.4 proof, it has like a certain level of like character and boldness to it. It doesn't sip like it's 94.4. It actually sips closer to like 100 proof on the dot. Let me get a little bit more. Wow. Very elegant. Tons of oak. Wow, this is a lot more oak than the last release. At least this one does, my bottle. Wow. This is a oak. This is very oak forward by far. Big time. Tons of oak. You still get a good bit of vanilla. Wow, this definitely sips way above its proof point. To me, it sips closer to like 100, maybe even like a 103, closer to 105 almost in a way. Very bold first proof point. Very rich, very sweet. That milk chocolate that I had in the nose transferred to the palate as well. But in the palate, what really came through is the oak. Goodness gracious. The whiskey in here, has to be well over just 10 years. This is very oak forward. I need one more sip. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, that is really oaky. I like that a lot. I will say you have to love oak, but if you love oak, this is right by you. This is really, really good. All right. To me, you ask Judge, is it a buy, a do not buy, or a split decision? The verdict is in. This is, to me, a definite buy, but you have to love oak. And I mean deep oak. This is very oak forward. So in this release, if I'm guessing, I'm just kind of guessing here, right? There's no way this is just 10 years old. I would guess this is like 15, maybe even 16 years old, if not 17. That is very oak forward, but it's the oak is offset by the vanilla and the milk chocolate notes. That is one of the reasons why I love this. I love it so much, I'm pouring some more because I'm going back for seconds. Hey, if you find this and you're a fan of Michter's 10-year releases in the past, you are going to absolutely love this. As you say in this courtroom, my friends, always peace, cheers, most important, salute. Take care. See you guys.